Hello and welcome, everyone, to episode 70 of Awakening to Ascension. I am your host here with Janae and special guest Rachel. And today's
Hi.
topic, we're we're going just wide open. So we usually do breath work before we start our sessions. So a topic came to me, and this one's going to be the importance of light workers in the world today. So let's first define what light work is. So light work is spreading love, spreading light, being a good person, just holding the vibration and frequency of the new earth. So that's compassion, that's understanding, unconditional love, all of these different things. And you guys, light work can be super, super small. It doesn't have to be huge and change the world, but we will be changing the world as we each do these little things. So for example, I was on a walk today and I ran into this friend of mine who's he's homeless and I see him every now and then, and just being able to give him a moment of a friendship, right? Because homeless people get treated a lot of different ways. And by looking at this person, like you're just a human being, man. Like I understand you've got some things that you have to work through or whatever put you in your circumstance you're in now. It's man, it's just like seeing the look on someone's face when they feel seen. It melts my heart. And then that person goes off and is nice to somebody else because these emotions, they are contagious. And being mean to somebody or rude to somebody or selfish in front of others, you're lowering your vibration, and then it attaches to their energy field. And a lot of people are unaware of their own energy fields. A lot of people are. We call them the sleepers. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to Janae.
Alex, listen. Yay for episode 70, first of all. And I think for those of you that have been on this journey with us, thank you for listening and supporting. And we love you all so much. With regards to the light workers, we are holding quite a lot of space at the moment for what's going on. And, myself and Alex were on the phone and we were chatting just about how everything is just absolutely chaotic. It's unheard of. So we've got natural disasters happening with Mother Gaia. So there is just weird weather and just all of this. It's like an eruption. She's bellowing. And then we've got war between humans, and we've got this hatred. There are so many there are so many people that are so angry and so resentful and so hurt, but it's because they're in this fear, because just everything is becoming really, really intense. So, the economy has just, it's everywhere, all over the world. It's shocking. And people are not feeling comfortable and supported in their work. People are questioning so much. So I can only imagine what is going on in the human collective, not just in the light worker collective, because we're all feeling it. And I think the light workers, actually, I'm not thinking, I'm knowing the light workers we're holding the fort down for everybody. And it's not an easy feat, let me tell you, because what we're going through is 1,000 times worse on the scale. And we're still holding that space. We're still showing the love. We're still keeping the peace. We're still smiling. We're still meditating and practicing and grounding. And I think it's something that needs to be brought really to the light. And Rachel, I'm so honored and I'm so grateful that you are joining us today, because man, thank you. Thank you for also holding the space, because we're all over the world. We're
Yeah.
coming from every place because we are meant to be in these places we're in because we need to hold the frequency for not just the land but for everyone that's occupying it. So Rachel, how are you feeling?
Myself, I don't live in fear. I know not to. I know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I do get a lot of people coming to me with questions who are living in fear because there's so much war and so much disruption going on. And I'm here to hold the light to explain to them and let them know what the end result is that it's all going to be for a good cause and that we're going to be moving into the fifth dimension and it's actually going to be a beautiful thing and not to fear her. I find there's a lot of people living in fear at the moment, and it's really quite sad. And I do get a lot of people contacting me, asking me lots of questions, and I like to think that I hold them some hope and raise their vibration and tell people really not to live in fear.
And what specialities and what practices do you help with, when you are holding that space for others when they come to you? Is there anything that you do?
Well, pretty much explain the process of what's happening at the moment and the need to let go of fear, and letting go of toxicity and raising your frequency, eating well, meditating, anything really that makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, like, and that's such a huge factor. It's that fear. So the reason there's so much fear in the world is it's like, I don't know if any of you guys are religious or spiritual. I would hope if you're watching this, that you're at least one of the two. So if you're into like the Bible, Revelations, or like any of those doctrines, like we're at the end of days or we're approaching the end of days, right? So evil or the devil or Satan or whatever demiurge, whatever you want to call it, is like scrambling. It's so like so afraid that it's going to lose this inevitable war. I mean, it even says in the Bible, like it's gonna happen. He knows his time is short, so he is pulling out all the stops. And it's working for like 90% of the population. But for like the 10% of us, or I don't know, maybe less, maybe more, of us that just hold that frequency and we can see all around us that we can see the collapse, but we're like in the eye of the storm. Like, I don't feel afraid at all. And when I'm watching the news, I do it just to like gain an understanding of where we're going in this world, like what to expect, how do we plan for the future after everything collapses. So like that's where I'm going. I'm getting all into geopolitics, game theory, understanding why people are doing what they're doing. There's like the religious perspective of these countries that really believe that America is Satan. So like anytime they do any terrorist attacks, any scams, anything to hurt us, they think they're doing it in God's name. And because I live in America, I can see why they would think that. America has not the greatest history of being good people. Yeah, Janae.
Oh man, being in the eye of the storm is quite a beautiful gift to have because we're able to see. The scales have fallen from our eyes and we're able to truly see, as Alex is saying, we see it for what it is. And
Yeah.
Rachel, we're not living in fear and we're we're in a position where we have the utmost faith. And we've surrendered so much because this is much larger than us. And again, it's remembering because all of this is just a remembrance. We are
Yes.
remembering that we've come here to hold the space, firstly. So we're holding the frequency for this massive shift that's taking place. But we are also remembering that some individuals, some humans, are coming and have come and descended to live karma. Everyone's living out karma, obviously, from all our past lives. But, if we look at the whole, the grander scheme of things, and the devil causing chaos, the devil inflicting fear inside
Yeah.
you, because that's what it feeds from. So when you are in fear and when you feed it, it gets bigger. So it's such an interesting thing to watch, because the people that are living in the fear have no realization of the heaven that we actually get to live every day.
Great, yeah.
And I'm just I'm blessed. And you know, if people could just realize that, I posted this today, we come into the world with nothing. And we spend our lives trying to accumulate all of these things. But you essentially leave the world with nothing. So I hope that your soul receives more than your hands can hold.
Absolutely.
So I just gotta say something. So this is wild how this keeps happening. So I posted a video earlier this morning about pretty much the exact same thing that Janae just said she posted about. That we come down here to learn, and we don't have. I mean, actually, Rachel, you inspired me to do this video after we were chatting on Facebook. We were talking about like not having all the answers and just like yeah, that's why we're here. We're here to learn. And like, how boring would life be if we just knew everything already? Like, what is the point of that? So we come down here with the intention. Do either of you have like any prophecies that you've heard that are coming to pass right now from anywhere, any type of like religion or anything like that?
I don't particularly know much about religion. I'm not religious at all. I just believe that's something that separates us. Although I do see some similarities between religion and spirituality. Um, Prophecies, not really. I'm not really, don't really know much about it.
Well, I actually want to add on to that. So, religion, I think that religion has taken spirituality and has weaponized it.
Yeah.
And actually, in I think the next episode, I'm going to break down the difference between what most religions believe and what was left out. That changes the entire narrative. It changes everything. And it was, yeah, I think Jesus's message. So, like, Jesus came down to like show people. Actually, I'll hold off on this one. This will be for the next episode. Um,
I think, you know, Alex, I think it's a good topic to have for an episode. But with regards to prophecies, remember, if you look at prophecies, it's prophecies from all religions. It's not just Christianity. So there are so many things unfolding at the moment that were um, uh, when you can tell it's coming, the word's just like,
Premonition.
yes, you know, Noah and the ark, and how everybody thought that he was going crazy and how he was gathering. But remembering, I had a conversation with somebody over a beverage, and this individual was, oh, so knowledgeable on religion. And he said, and it's such a good point, that specific individuals that came down to earth, these prophets that had these moments where they could tell what was going to come forth, they were also only put, as I had said previously in the beginning of this episode, at certain places in certain countries on specific land. So not every single individual experienced what they prophesied. So that's why, you know, it's become such a controversial topic, because it didn't affect the entire human race. Not all of these happenings affected everybody. It only sometimes affected certain areas and certain individuals. So when you ask a question like that, Alex, I think that there are prophecies coming to light and they are being revealed. And I do believe that they are walking this earth. They are specific higher beings that have reincarnated and are walking the earth. again, the resurrection of Jesus and all of those. I guess we'll wait for another next episode, but I do believe that
Would
they
you
are
be
coming.
referring to star seeds? Can you say that?
Yeah, yes, yeah. So I think so a lot of us are we are star seeds, which that's lineage from different star nations, right? And I think that the light workers that are down here on Earth, the ones of us like it's really beautiful how we're all waking up individually and we all want to change the world or save the world or like make the world a better place in our own ways. And so as we're doing this, the people that we're finding, like these two right here, like I don't think there was any coincidence that we found each other. And more light workers are finding each other, and we're discovering that we all are building towards the same goal. So, like, that's a huge difference between the system that is built currently today, where it's like a handful of people who lay the foundation and they build these empires with their motive in mind, regardless of what everybody else wants. So there's a scattered amount of like foundational pillars on the system. That's why it's crumbling right now. So, but with all of us different light workers, we're all building our own foundations. Like imagine a pyramid and all of the light workers that are like putting this foundation down are like that base bottom layer. And every layer on top of that is all cohesive. And we're all going to like the exact same point. And as we build and grow our brands and our businesses, we're finding each other and being like, oh my God, you're doing the same thing that I'm doing, or like I'm missing this piece. So another person gets to fill that slot and be like, bro, I've been struggling trying to get this part. And it's like, I've been struggling to get that part. So then we combine and it's just moving forward. It's so
Yeah.
cool. But
Yeah,
with Starseed,
finding our tribe.
yeah, 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 we're finding our tribe. So let's see. I do want to get into Starseeds a little bit, but we're running out of time on this episode, so we're gonna go ahead and end it off here. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you have any ideas of how important light work or how important light work is, drop that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.